work backwards. I'm going to give you a trig function value, and I want you, and it's not going to be one that's on your unit circle. If it's one on your unit circle, you should be able to do that without a calculator. But I'm going to give you one that's not on your unit circle, and you're going to have to find the angle that is missing from it. Now this is where the second key comes in. If you look on your calculator and you see that like above the trig functions, there's like sine to the -1, cosine to the -1, and tangent to the -1. That's the button you will use to tell it to give you an angle. So for example, if we want to find an angle between 0 and 90 degrees that satisfies the condition that the sine of theta is approximately 0.96770915, I have to figure out a way to ask my calculator to do that. And anytime you ask your calculator to do that, you ask it to give you the inverse. So what we say is that theta, the angle, always equals the inverse. And sometimes we just say second sine, but it'll be the inverse sine of whatever the trig function value is, 0.96770915. So you'll go to your calculator and you will type that in. Second sine, 0.96770915. So we're asking for an angle. Second sine, 0.9677, I forgot the rest of it. 0915? 0915. Okay? So that's how we type it in. You'll use the second sine, second cosine, or second tangent button. And those are the first buttons you'll push to find an angle. Second sine, second cosine, or second tangent. You'll hit enter, and it should give you a degree measure between 0 and 90 degrees. So this one gave me 75.399999534. Let's round it to just one decimal place. So let's say 75.4 degrees. And on a quiz or test, I would always tell you what to round to. So that one is approximately 75.4 degrees. Is that what you guys got? Yes? Okay. So obviously if it gives you sine, cosine, or tangent, those are going to be really easy. You just hit second sine, second cosine, second tangent, and then you enter the value that was given. And that will produce the angle. You should be able to check it back. You should be able to now take the sine of whatever angle you just were given before you rounded, and it should tell you 0.96770915. So you should be able to check it. The problem becomes what do we do when we're given secant, cosecant, and cotangent? And when you're looking for an angle, it's not the same as when you're looking for the trig function value. You don't just type in 1 over second cosine. So there's a whole other thought process that has to go into this. So let's see if we can talk through it. Secant of theta we know is approximately 1.0545829. And I need to figure out a way to get my calculator to give me that angle. But I can't type in second secant. What you have to do is you have to convert it. If secant is this, what is cosine? Cosine is approximately 1 over that, right? Yeah. So cosine is 1 over 1.0545829. And this is the part most students kind of have to memorize.
You flip the number instead of the function.
Yes, you flip the number instead of the function. So it's a whole different thought process. So what you're going to type in to give you theta is actually second cosine. And guys, when you're looking for an angle, those are going to be the buttons you hit first. Second sine, second cosine, or second tangent. Then if you need to do a reciprocal, then you flip it. So it's like you said, you flip the number, not the function. Second cosine of 1 divided by 1.0542829. And that's what you need to type into your calculator.
So you're doing the second cosine because you're doing secant, and you're doing the fraction because you're looking for the angle.
Right. Yeah, you only get 3 choices: second sine, second cosine, or second tangent. So we have to choose that first, and then since secant is related to cosine, so let's go type that in and see what we get. So second cosine, that's how we ask it to give us the angle, of 1 divided by, and we have to do that because we were actually given secant, so we have to flip the number there. 1 divided by 1.1054589. And that gives us about 25.2 degrees. So that's the angle that would have a secant value of 1.1054589. 25.2 degrees. If you're going to have trouble with the calculator, those are the problems you're going to have trouble with. So apparently I typed it in the calculator wrong, right? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay, so let's try that again. Okay, one more time. Okay, I should type in second cosine of 1 divided by, what is it? I guess I didn't.
1.05.
1.05
4, 5, 829.
No.
Don't listen to him.
1.0545829. Okay, so we did second cosine of 1 over 1.0545829. And we should have gotten 18.5 degrees.
Right.
Got it. Thank you. 18.5 degrees. So as I was saying before, if you're going to have trouble with any of them, this is going to be the one. So let's try a couple of others. Let's say I tell you that the cosecant, or not, not my day, that the cosecant of the angle is equal to 2.5. We'll make it easy. That way I can maybe remember it. If I want to find the angle whose cosecant value is 2.5, how do I type that in my calculator? To ask it for an angle, I have to use the second button first. So I will use second sine or second cosine?
Sine.
Second sine, because they are reciprocals. So second sine, and then not just a 2.5, but of 1 over 2.5. Right, 1 over 2.5. Okay, so you guys go type that in. I'm not going to do it because apparently I can't switch screens here. And tell me approximately what angle has that cosecant value. 23.6 degrees. Did everyone get that? Okay, I want you to try something else for me. Tell me what angle has a cosine value of 2.5. Try it and see what your calculator tells you. How do you type that in?
It's cosine
It's,
1 over.
do I need a 1 over?
No.
Is it because you're looking for the angle?
Yeah, we're looking for the angle, so that's why we use the second button. So we're going to use second cosine, and it'll pop up cosine inverse. Do I need a 1 over, though, if I'm finding sine, cosine, or tangent? No, I only need the extra 1 over if I'm finding secant, cosecant, or cotangent. Okay. So second cosine of 2.5.
It's broken.
It's broken. What does it tell you?
Domain.
It tells you domain error when you try that. Everybody typed it in? It told you error. Why? Why are you getting that?
No idea.
Does anybody know?
Can be both.
What's the range of cosine?
It's only
Negative 1 to 1.
Negative 1 to 1. So if something goes wrong and you try to get your calculator to give you an angle that has that cosine value, that's never going to work because cosine and sine have to be between negative 1 and 1. That's the nice thing about it is your calculator does know that. So if something goes wrong in a problem and you tried to get that and you were getting like no solution, it's because that's an impossible situation. Cosine can't have a ratio of 2.5. It has to be between negative 1 and 1. Any questions about how to get the calculator to give you an angle? I feel like I didn't do a very good job of that.
So it's like if it's the angle, you're gonna flip the number, even if it's a sine, and it's got like, like you're gonna flip your number.
You're only going to flip the number if you are given secant, cosecant, or cotangent. If you're given sine, cosine, or tangent, all you'll use is the second button and then the trig button. You won't use the 1 over. That kind of makes sense?